All right, Simply, do you want to go first? I'm Susan. Pretend I'm Susan. I'm going to ask you about the budget, liabilities, what YouTube talent you want on the show, but you're going to give me the idea. Okay?
I have an idea. It's a little unconventional. I don't think you've ever heard of anything like this before, but it could be called YouTubers Go to College. And I do hold on. Okay. Everyone's mad at me. Hold on. This isn't to suggest that YouTubers there aren't YouTubers who exist who go to college currently. Sure. That's not what I mean. But what I would like to do with this series,
of course,
is really unpack the idea of having someone who's already a popular influencer go through steps that more average people who aren't popular influencers do. Now, that doesn't mean everyone needs to go to college, and that's not what I'm saying. But if you're just trying to find, like, what is one activity that takes a really long time, that's not easy, and that people have to put a lot of effort into, I think going to college is a good example, and it's for young people, right? So it kind of makes sense. Now, in the same vein as YouTubers who've tried working a day job for a day, like that's an activity that YouTubers have already decided is good content. But it's more than just content I'm looking for here. I'm looking for a life challenge, okay? So when a YouTuber goes to work at McDonald's for an hour and says, I worked at McDonald's for a day, haha, challenge, like, I don't think that's realistic.
Sorry, you're all over the place. What is the concept of the show?
I'm giving you the backstory first for why this is important, because I don't think that YouTubers work a day job for a day is a meaningful show. I think it kind of it's more like an insult, honestly, if you're watching that as a regular person in the YouTube audience.
Well, it's kind of like the Simple Life model.
Yeah.
Nikki and Gabby did the same thing with like Twins Try, where it's like
Twins Try.
We worked on a farm for a day. Isn't that funny that we tried that? And then they just go home to their mansions.
Glad you had a good day, but like, so YouTubers Go to College is going to be different from that, Susan.
So are they going to college to learn, or it's like party Van Wilder?
Well, they're going to have to be faced with those challenges and those compromises, just as real life people are, right? Okay. So do I study for this final test, or do I go to this Tarte Cosmetics influencer party? You have to prioritize. What is going to get you ahead to winning, to getting that college degree the fastest? So whoever can get their degree the fastest will be declared the winner. So maybe there's 4 competitors, and this is a long time challenge. This could take like 4 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how long is this show on?
4 years.
This is a big commitment from Susan and YouTube to fund 4 years of the show.
Yeah, so good question. The budget will be the cost of tuition, because I think it's only fair that YouTube pays for the tuition if they're the ones who get to film and like reap the benefits of this content. And just as an additional perk, the influencer won't have to film and edit themselves. There will be a YouTube crew provided to them, so they don't have to worry about that, so they can focus on their studies, because that's important.
But they're a YouTuber and in college at the same time.
Yes.
That's the premise?
But they won't have to edit and film.
Well, of course, they don't have to edit the YouTube original series, but they're still making YouTube videos for their personal channel?
It's been done. There are YouTubers who do that, and I have much respect and admire them. And some of them make like study tips, but some of them just make like haul tips, or fashion hauls and whatever, and they can do whatever they want. So it's kind of great to have the creative outlet, but also.
So if there are YouTubers doing this, and there are, is this a competition, or is it essentially a documentary about YouTubers that are? Because I think there could be a really interesting documentary about, like, I'm Tiffany Ferg, I'm studying media studies, but I'm also making YouTube videos at the same time.
Like, I mean, part of this.
I think she just graduated, but
part of this is a joke. Obviously, like I'm being funny.
You're supposed to pitch me. Come on, what is it? Is it the documentary, or is it a competition for like YouTubers that dropped out of school because they got YouTube success, but now it's like, what would it be like to be back in a university or college?
I think that's what the audience wants, though. The audience, in the same way that the regular people in the world want to see the people who've achieved such success, see what it's really like to be normal again. I think in the same vein, like students of today want to see what it's like if the people they look up to on YouTube actually go to school and see what it's like to be them for, but not a day, years.
Yeah, 4 years.
To actually go through with it and study and get it yourself, and no cheating. Like, you got to take those exams, you got to do the studies. And it's kind of like, well, not exactly like, but Kim Kardashian on her show, the Keeping Up with the Kardashians, there's been some video evidence of her studying for the law exam, and she's failed it and kind of been honest with the camera about failing and then studying again. And I think that's the most interesting part of that show, which I don't regularly watch, but I hear about it in the news, those segments, or like I'll watch a clip about that, and I find that really interesting because it's like she's such a famous person worth $100 million, yet she's going to school. I think that's really fucking cool, and I think audiences.
Is she going to school though, or she's doing this?
She's not. You're right. She's not going to school. She is just studying for the bar exam because in California, as long as you intern, you don't need to go to school.
Anyway,
I don't know.
I have my opinions about the Kardashians too. I don't want to get into that, but I also thought the media coverage of that was like really mean because it was
at the outside it was mean. You're right.
Well, no, it's because she failed. She failed one of the exams you need to take to not even pass the bar. I think it's before that. It's like the baby bar, I think they call it.
There was some.
And a lot of the coverage
mean.
Was just like really, haha, isn't it funny she didn't pass that test, right?
I don't think all of the coverage was like that. I saw coverage that was like. I'm
just bringing it up to say that this is a risk for this show you're trying to pitch me.
Yes.
That if
it could ruin.
If Eva Gutowski doesn't pass her midterms,
people are gonna.
That's kind of a shitty thing. If
but
people
isn't
are
it
just
relatable? It's relatable. A lot of people fail. I failed a class once.
Did you?
It's called like the natural history or some shit. Some class that I should not have been taking because science is not my thing, or that kind of science, anyways.
I was gonna guess, is that one of those courses people take where it's like that this should be an easy grade, and
but
maybe you realize
because all of a sudden I needed to know all these things about birds, and I like didn't study.
For me, I remember it was there was a course about dinosaurs at Carleton, like a first year course, and if people just needed one more credit, they would take that one.
And I admit I've dropped classes before the deadline, knowing that like this was not a good idea to keep on my record, and I've replaced classes later by taking them again, literally to replace my grade. Anyways, I feel like seeing that whole process from year 1 to year 4, whatever the degree is, and seeing people fail and try again or get a bad grade and then study and work harder is like so fascinating. That's the most relatable you could be.
I don't know how many people would watch this show.
I don't know how many influencers would agree.
Who would want to be on the show unless they're forced into it? Although to come out of it with the degree, that's a pretty good prize for a
education
game show.
Is priceless. Well, I guess technically there's a price. YouTube paid for it though, but
yeah, if they fade into obscurity,
it's more than just like that you get a degree out of it, but the discipline required to do that and put it on camera and broadcast it for everyone, I think would be an incredible feat to observe. I'm interested in watching someone.
Are you? Because like, what am I tuning into? Like watching someone study?
Well, it's kind of a combination, right? So I think it's more like a life docu-reality series. Like you see them wake up early for their exam. Oh, but no, they didn't study long enough last night because last night they went to the influencer party, but they shouldn't have. So now they'll know for next time. I don't know.
Okay, Mom. All right, I think YouTube.
That's really annoying. Let's see what ideas Ben has.
Let's see what the commenters think. But Susan, I'm sorry.
Susan now.
I'm passing on that show.
You're
I'm passing.